All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So I have finally a good mixed bag of stocks. I'm going to try to do 4 on this one if I can, all right? So we're going to look at AVGR, SOUN, S-O-U-N, soundhound, SOFI, and hopefully MVIS at the end, okay? So AVGR this to me screams why confirmation is king, why you hear me say that on almost every single video, why you hear me say the 200 moving average is the last. Like, there are so many just like baseline things you hear me say often, and that's what I'm excited to talk about here. The one funny thing is this bad boy just did a reverse split, and all of a sudden it's up here, right? So the one thing I always say is reverse splits are death, and lo and behold, it's actually a little more than 2x after, right? So sometimes silliness is silliness where it happens, all right? Soundhound, look, I know there's a lot of passion on that stock. There are some amazing comments that I get to, I have the privilege of talking to people with. You know what I mean? Like, I love the SoundHound, like, convos and stuff. That said, man, the moving averages don't care, right? And when bad things happen, the lines know how to go down and down and down and down. And that's what I'm starting to see with SoundHound, all right? SOFI is an interesting one because SOFI, we were actually talking about that one on the Discord for a while. I was looking to get in. I was looking to actually make a really big buy if the signal was there, and it never happened. All right, it is what it is, and that's what I'm going to talk about more than anything. I'm going to talk about where I was interested, and then, yeah, I'll obviously let you know what I'm thinking immediately, right? And then MVIS. It's been a while since I've covered MVIS. I really hope I have enough time at the end to do it, but you know, it is what it is. All right, that's that. Like, you know, I love the MVIS people. Like, it's been a while since we've talked, and yeah, it's sad to see where it is, but the lines told the truth, and the lines actually gave some decent signals before today's price, right? So before I go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do today? Same thing we always do, right? We will take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. I have not drawn any, but I will draw some horizontal support and resistance lines. And then when we are done up here, we will use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to the channel, share this video online with your friends, comment good or bad. Look, anything you can do helps me so much with these YouTube algorithms, but for real, just being here, giving me your time, it is super appreciated, all right? So look, let's get going, and really quickly, I want to just look, I love the Discord community a lot, all right? We were talking about AVGR, and man, I'm telling you, I was screaming confirmation on this thing, and is what it is, and this is what I loved, all right? Last year would have already jumped in, losing a good amount. Didn't do it this time because he, you know, didn't touch it, learning a lot, right? Like, that's... I'm telling you, like, we're not playing poker here, all right? You're not stealing my money by getting better than me, all right? That's not, I don't care if you get better than me, right? Like, what that should do is we're building a good little team here, right? So, you know, it's simple rules that you can take, and I've said it. This is a pretty basic stack. I use 2 better ones. I use this one sometimes too. I'm telling you, we've done some deadly things. Simple is a good thing, all right? But the whole story here was the 200 moving average. Look, don't get me wrong. Like, break the 8, go to the 20. Break the 20, go to the 50 and the 100. Break that gap of the 2, and yeah, it makes sense that it's going to go. Like, believe me, I wish I saw it right here. I would have easily ridden that up. I didn't see it. It's sad for me, right? But you hear me often say it's hard to break a single line. If you can break 2 and the gap to the next one is up here, oh, that's a beautiful thing, right? It is. And even waiting just from down here, taking it up to, what did it do? That's about a 30% move. That's a beautiful thing right there. So before I kind of talk about what I think is going to happen, let me at least just zoom out, because I actually, like I said, I didn't really do much on this one. Ooh, excuse me. Sorry about that little hiccup. Okay, couple things are jumping out. we've done a reverse split, a reverse split, a reverse split, and we talked about there was just another recent reverse split not that long ago. That is a lot of reverse splits, all right? The next thing I see is something that I know grabs a lot of people's attention. Look, you know, past price means a lot to me. That is what the basis of technical analysis is, right? Like, we're not playing roulette here where the little ball has no memory of where it landed before. Like, the stock remembers what it did yesterday, right? Like, if I didn't believe that, I wouldn't be using these lines, right? I ignore something this big and this silly. All right, like that is a completely wild assumption to believe that that's what's going to happen to this $11 stock. More so, putting a line like somewhere here where I normally would, putting a line somewhere here where like putting a line like no, like maybe this one, maybe this 19 one. All right, but do not look at this and be like, oh man, there's an $84 target here. We're sitting at 11. Let's go. Like that's not how you make money. That's how you get burned. All right, and look, the one thing I'm going to say, and I'm going to say it despite seeing what happened, reverse splits are stock killers. All right, when you do a 1 for whatever, 1 for 15 or 1 for 150, like that is bad. That is death for a stock. All right. That said, yeah, this thing went all the way to like. To me, this is nothing more than something I would call silly than it is something that would make me change my viewpoint of reverse split. I even literally said if I saw this thing break these two lines the way it did up here, I would have been very ready to look at this on the Wednesday morning despite the reverse split. Like, don't get me wrong. This play right here was a beautiful technical analysis move. Break two lines, good distance up to the next one, ride it, right? I'll talk about why I felt like this was going to do this, you know, and I don't want to say I felt, because that's actually not true. It was one of the two things, and I even said almost 16, so I didn't felt anything, all right? Back to this, though. Reverse splits are death, okay? And seeing it come up again, I don't know if you watched the TTOO video and then this one or not, but reverse split's kind of a hot topic on the word TTOO. And seeing a reverse split and then 3x, that's not something you want to kind of put in your back pocket and hope, all right? Because this is an anomaly, an outlier, a very, very, very rare occurrence. All of those mean the same thing. Yeah, that's just, it is what it is, okay? So let's talk a little more immediate. And as I zoomed out, I didn't really talk about it much, but look, we've been under the 200 moving average for a very, very, very long time. We had a good little moment. And when I say little moment, it's actually about half a year, a little bit more. No, about half a year till August. Yeah, but from January till August, it was above it. But then even before that, all we really did, like this 200 moving average, we've been under, right? Like this is a no joke line, okay? The real issue, and when I say issue, I mean what might have started fooling a lot of people was this volume, okay? When we went from, I'm gonna even go the day before the reverse split, all right? We were trading, look at the volume box over 47,000 shares. Before that one, 5,000 shares. Before that one, 1,000. Like there was insignificant volume for a good while. Where was it right here? 2,000, and it's over some good moving averages. What was it on this big candle right here? 50,000. Like very, very, very nothing volume. When you go from nothing to 40 million and then hold 40 million, that's normally really bullish. All right. You hear me talk about it often on the pump and dumps. And truth be told, I haven't made a pump and dump video in a while. All right. But when you're down here and you go up here, my expectation is you're going to go back down here. If you can hold something like this, even a little more than 50%, I'm actually pretty happy with it. We do a little better if I'm not mistaken. This number on volume was 41.7. This number, right, 42 point something. That's higher, right? So like that's bullish. All right. And again, this being bullish, this breaking at the 2 the way it did, this makes a lot of sense to me. Okay, the day after though, and again, the other thing I said, because I did say it on the YouTube comment, was, look, there was a shot that it could come to this roughly 16, and if not there, probably right here, right? That was too high. So if it was here, yeah, I was probably going to just come into this 17. That's probably where I got it from. Maybe this candle right here. Yeah, if I had to guess, I use this for the 17, this for the 16 targets upward. Otherwise, all I said was it's either going to confirm and go up to those, or it's not. You know, and truth be, I did not expect it to open all the way down here. That I actually really didn't. I probably expected it to open maybe at the 200. Hey, maybe at even around here at like still a relatively decent number, and then maybe just gone. Like, I did not expect it to open here and then lose almost the entire candle. That is an honest answer. However, I knew to respect the 200. I did, right? And that's kind of the story here, right? It's crazy because, again, on this day, you can look at the box over there. The MACD was very, very close to the zero line. It was pretty much on the dashes. The RSI right here was at a pretty good 72. And from 72, there's still room to go up to 80, right? Like, there was room for it to go into that 16, 17 range that I'd given, excuse me. And then again, volume actually, like, that's about half, give or take. We were still relatively higher than, like, that's probably, we only lost roughly 33%. You know what I mean? So, like, there were enough signals to fool out a lot of people. And I'm sure some people ate a really bad 20%. I love that our team didn't. I love it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, let me know your thoughts here. Look, for real, I have no idea what the news was that made this go up. And one more time, reverse splits death. I am imagining we're going to come back to this. I'm imagining we're going to lose that. I'm imagining we're going to lose that. And I sincerely believe we're going to go back to all-time lows just because all we do is reverse split and low. Revert, like, I got no reason to believe here. Break the 200, I will apologize and start to believe, all right? But I'm looking more at a reverse split than anything. So, hey, let me know your thoughts and opinions here. That was AVGR. Let's come into SOUNDHOUND. Let's come into SOUNDHOUND. And look, I don't like to brag about getting things right, okay? I think it sounds so much better when my viewers say it than when I say it, okay? That said, I'm not gonna brag a little bit, but I really kept saying for the longest time, don't buy until we sincerely believe we've broken that 200. More than anything, probably don't want to buy until we're over these two lines. I kept saying this $3, 3-ish range, right? We can clearly see why, okay? One of the things that I talked, was it on this? Yeah, this one's done it before. Look, this stock, it wasn't, look, beautiful. I have said on multiple videos as I've talked about it go down, from here to here, man, I thought we were going to 8. Man, this SOUNDHOUND was my biggest holding in this moment right here, all right? It has been a long, long time since it's been anywhere near my biggest holding, okay? But the point of that was just, I do like this stock, and I don't mean to say bad things. You know that if you watch enough of my videos. This stock used to bounce on these 4-5 lines. All right, we would go to the top of the lines, bottom, top, new bottom, top, bottom, finally take off. We then kind of start doing that again, never even getting able to come here. We only do it with these 3 lines, bottom, top, like, moving averages are hard to break. This one is the hardest. These two are extremely hard themselves, and these two are like best friends. All right, you're gonna hear me say the same things over and over on my videos. Okay, I know earnings were relatively good. The one other thing I kept saying, right? NASDAQ Composite Index. The NASDAQ Composite Index, all it was doing was going horizontal, and now we've lost lines. We lost the line that I actually thought we were going to lose a minute ago. And like, dude, things are looking a little scary here on NASDAQ, to say the least, all right? So if NASDAQ is getting me worried, you can only imagine what, I say this with love, but you can only imagine what some insignificant tech stock is going to make me feel, right? We're now below this line, and this line was important because this was the biggest candle in this good little chunk. Like, this little bad boy it's definitely a green candle, don't get me wrong, but like, it doesn't have the weight and power that this one does. Losing this, actually gapping below it and going down, that's bad because my next line's here, okay? I can, oops, what did I just do? I think I zoomed too much. I could probably make another line right here, 50% of this one. It also looks like it hits the top of that one. Looks like it was the wick of this one. I'll be real honest. I don't think this 180 is going to do too much. I really, really don't. And I'm going to be honest, I'm going to delete it. I am. I think from 203 to 150 is going to be a bad fall. Because let me just keep, I know I've done this so many. Red, 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 green, 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 red, 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 green, 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 red, 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 green, 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 a whole mess of insignificant nothing. This could be a hard fall down. Going from roughly $2 to $1.50, a dollar, but that's a 25% loss right there. I had to use my fingers for that one, right? But yeah, you are losing 50 cents on a stock that only has 4 sets of 50 cents. That's 25%, right? That's a scary fall, and I'm telling you, all I see is quick down, quick up, quick down, quick up, quick down, quick up, quick down. Even this, you can quick down, quick up, right? Like, that 180 is going to do nothing. I can see that being where we close tomorrow, and look, I for sure see a very, very low 14 RSI. What number are you? You're 13. We've like literally been down here before, all right? Like, it's hard. I'm sorry for the silence. I was just like trying to like maybe that 180 because it is kind of the double. Like, no, I don't. It's hard for me to imagine anything aside from 150. Maybe looking back, I'll regret not putting that 180 because that's where it's going to bounce. Like, maybe it's a big 50% right there, and it actually is a decent top and bottom of that one. Almost even the top of this one too. What's your top? 177. Do I draw that line? No, I'm not. I'm going to hold it. I am. I sincerely believe it's going to be a fast fall, and I'll eat my words, and I'll apologize if I'm wrong. But negative MACD, not a good RSI. Very, very bad volume. This one takes out this one. There are so many more reds than greens. Like, yeah, it's hard to believe. And one more time. One more time. If NASDAQ has just lost the 100, it's hard to believe that SOUNDHOUND is going to all of a sudden magically go back up to this one. You get what I'm saying? So I don't have too much more to say on this one. Be careful here, all right? Be very careful. SOFI. Let's talk about SOFI. I haven't talked about this one in a good while, all right? I was hunting an entry on SOFI mainly on this red line, and it started right about here. I think it got even louder right here, okay? Man, when it looks like it should break a moving average and it doesn't, because look at it, we made a beautiful climb. It actually wasn't even that high. We weren't in, RSI was actually not even in the 70s. Look at it, the box right here, it was 68 still. All right, we peek over it with a 68 RSI, couldn't do it. We peek over it, that is not confirmation. Yes, both are physically over the 50 line, but like, that's not a good candle. If you saw that and you sincerely believe that I believed that this was a good candle, you're not watching enough of my videos. That's a simple thing to say, all right? Like, we then get the real answer, doji on an important line, real answer, gap down. This is the day after the doji. This makes sense to me. We're now under the 50, under the 8, under the 20, under the 100. Seems like we're going to want to come down here. Because also just look, green, red. Like, it could be a very fast fall. What number is this? That's basically where we're at. It is. RSI is like not even remotely as low as it's been in the single digit 3.99. All right. What about this right here? All right. There seems to be some stability right here. It's this line, it's a little bit of this one, it's a little bit of this one. Maybe it can catch it. Maybe this 100 will hold it. Again, SoFi is on the like border of trying to be a bank and trying to be a non-tech stock, but it is literally SoFi Technologies Inc., right? Like they want to be as tech as they can. And again, I flashed it on SoundHound. I'll flash it again here. Nasdaq ain't looking good. Nasdaq's making me believe we might fall real hard, right? I'm not trying to make crazy assumptions just yet. It's only one day under, just like we see with SoFi, right? But yeah, I think there's a lot to worry about. I do think there's a lot to worry about, and more than anything, man, if this broke the 50, I was ready to go up. It was basically only a little 10% here, but I was hoping we would have even gone a little bit higher, right? But yeah, it never did it. This red never became the green. And because of the 50 moving average, I was able to save myself on that. Because like literally, there's a couple stocks I wake up and look at every single day. This one was in the rotation. It actually started right here. It then kind of again happened here, for sure was happening here, then it was game over. You know what I mean? So, SoFi, look, I know a lot of people like this. I'm a Charger fan, all right? I know that's kind of embarrassing to say on recordings here, right? But Herbie is the spokes guy for SoFi. Like, I love Justin Herbert, right? Like, I want SoFi to do well, but no, like, end of the day, the Lions tell me what to do, not some quarterback that's losing way too many games and making my heart break and cry. But whatever, that's for another. Let me go to MVIS. I think that's all I have on SoFi. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Please don't make fun of me for being a Charger fan. I already am not enjoying that. This is MVIS right here, okay? I gotta say, I don't say this part in a lot of beginnings, all right? I'm not here to spread fear. I'm not here. You will not hear the words buy and sell very, very often, if ever, on my videos, all right? I don't tell you what to do when to buy and sell. I don't tell you when I'm buying or selling. Like, that's not what these videos are about, okay? That said, there are a couple simple things you will always hear me say, and I mean, I made a lot of subscribers and fans when I was talking about this way up, because yeah, this was the beast of a beast of a beast, all right? I'd like to think I gained a lot of respect from those same people as I talked about the potentials of the bad. And literally, green has now turned to red. We are almost at the exact start of it, okay? And in a lot of ways, this is kind of the actual real rocket of it, right? So we're even below the line that I kind of assumed it would have caught on, because it was a peak right here. Like, it was that 100 line. We battled the 100 line, battles it, breaks it, and runs, okay? As you lose the 8 and as you lose the 20, bad things happen. And these two lines, just, it's hard for them to turn back up and go once you've lost them. It then started to try to use the 50 moving average to hold it, just couldn't do it. It then kind of uses the 100 again, but barely, if anything. And now what happens? You fall up. If you can get over all 5, you fly. All right, you get over all 5 and fly. If you fall below all 5, you die. And from 315 down to basically 215, that's a little more than a 33% loss. From here to here should have been completely avoidable. I know there are a lot of passionate people here. I know a lot of people believe that this LiDAR system is the system. I know people believe in this tech, and people actually believe in the CEO, and like, I've heard it, right? Like, it wasn't that long ago. I was making this maybe once, twice a day, and I learned a lot about this stock from a lot of people. All the good knowledge I gained about this never made me discredit the lines, and at the minimum, lose all 5 and die, should have been avoided. And one thing I have videos. I have one video at least. Maybe I make another one, but I never talk about averaging down. I don't like to average down. All right. I like to average up and make more as I'm going up, not buy it once and regret not buying more. Right. Like, this isn't where like, again, I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money. Right. But losing this line would be a really, really bad line, because there was some strength in the 2000s. We actually like oscillate pretty much completely on it. And then going back a little more, oh, I thought that there was, but it's basically half of this gap. Either way, I have a big, sorry for that zoom. I have a big drop after that. And that's a bad one. And all I see is quick up, quick down, quick up, quick down, quick up. Whole mess of nothing. All right. It's hard to guess where you'll get caught once you've lost. Because again, lose all five and die, right? Like, I'm hoping that I drew this line well. I'm hoping that by the time we get to it, the RSI is low enough, right? Like, we've literally seen RSIs at 5, right? So, you know, hopefully this is where we can go up. The problem just becomes, do I think we're going to start breaking the 8 anytime soon? I don't. Do I think we haven't even like tested the 20. I guess once right here, but like the 50's making its way down. That's a death cross right there. Like, there's a lot of bad here, and I really can't say where I think it's going to stop. And in all honesty, what I feel like I have to do is remind people of the realities that 119 is a real target. Knock on wood, 190 does the job and we don't have to talk about it. But 119 is for real a target here. Maybe I'll draw something right here, 153. I think we can put one. I think 153 is a very real target. 148, whatever, same little 5-cent range, right? That's a bad fall from 2 whatever that we're at. Be careful here. It's been a while since I've talked about this one. I hope everyone's doing well, at least. I'll say that much. You know I like the MVIS Army. You do know that, all right? Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Otherwise, as always, thank you.